Hi folks, Mike here. I wanted to go over a problem I was trying to solve on the Bally Fireball pinball machine. Every once in a while, the zipper flippers, you hit the mushroom bumper to close them, it would close and then immediately open back up again. And it would just seem to happen randomly and was real tough to figure out. I think I finally solved it after about 4 hours of playing around with it. So the open flipper, where's my finger? Come on, there it is. Okay. Open flipper coil was getting energized as soon as the flippers closed. So if we look here, come down, close flipper solenoid into stroke. Okay, that one makes sense. That was good. So in other words, the flippers have to be closed, so the point would be connecting over here in order to open the flippers. You also have to have either the open flipper relay on, the tilt relay, the game over relay, or the third ball relay. So I checked all of these points. I checked for any shorts, any solder splashes, all the rest of that junk, any shorted wires any place. That was baffling because there wasn't any. And like I said, it wouldn't happen all the time, just every once in a while. And I noticed, if the tilt relay was on, the tilt light would be on, and the game, the ball would be over. But let's see. Game over relay, same thing. If the game over relay was on, the game would be over. And that wasn't the case. It just that the flippers would immediately open up as soon as they closed. So eventually, I worked my way down to the third ball relay. And I looked at those switches while the game was playing, and it all looked fine. I took pictures with the camera and everything else. The points were okay. And I think what was happening was when two balls were locked, a ball in the Wotan hole and another ball in the Odin hole, the third ball would pop out. The third ball relay would get energized, and it would stay energized until the Woden and Otan got ejected and the balls went into the trough, and then once all the balls went in the trough, into the out hole, into the trough, it would advance to the next ball. But I believe this third ball relay was supposed to be de-energized at that point, because you're no longer in the three balls on the play field. This is kind of hard to explain, but all three balls go back into the out hole and into the trough. You no longer have three balls. Then this third ball relay is supposed to get de-energized, and there's a little metal tab that's supposed to go back to its home position, and I'm guessing it wasn't. So I cleaned off the dirt on the end of the coil and on the metal. It's a very difficult coil to get at, so I really couldn't take it out to clean it. And there's the one time I used contact cleaner to spray down there. I gave it a good coating of contact cleaner. I let it dry for a couple hours, and then after that I played a bunch of games, and the issue was no longer there. Even after locking both balls in, and the third ball came out, they all went down into the trough. The zipper flippers worked after that. So I'll explain it better when I show you on the machine what I think was happening. Oh, and one other thing to mention. Third ball relay. So there's a switch on third ball relay which has to be making contact. Then it comes up, the flippers were closed for that instant, and then it engages the open flipper coil, causing it to open right back up again. A third ball relay, there's another switch on the relay. If we look, let me try to find it, see where my finger is. Okay, here we go, third ball relay. There's another switch on the third ball relay that makes it lock onto itself for a period of time. So that's why if the relay is closed when the game starts, it's going to end up being closed, causing this other switch over here to be on, causing the flippers to open up every time you close them, immediately when you close it. So I'll show you on the machine what I'm talking about. Okay, here we are in the machine, and as you can see, maybe let's put it in a little bit. Switch this back out. Where's the third ball relay? That's what I'm trying to find here. Third ball relay. So as I was saying, when all three balls are on the play field and you're playing away, this coil right here is energized, and then once the balls go back into the out hole and into the trough, it's supposed to de-energize. And while it does de-energize, there's no electricity to it. What was happening was, I think, this metal flapper was still stuck on here like that, even though there was no power going to this coil. And since it was on like this at the next ball or the next start of the game, it would screw up the zipper flippers. Because I showed you on the schematic how there's a point down here that allows electricity to flow to the coil that opens the zipper flippers. So as soon as it closes, it would immediately open up. So what I did was, this coil is really difficult to get out. Actually, I don't know if I even tightened it up. No, I didn't, so I got to tighten up that screw here. I tried taking it out, but it was too much, the wires were too tight in there, soldered on. So what I did was I just got contact cleaner, and I sprayed it right down in between here to try to clean it off, and I let it dry for a couple hours, and like I said, I haven't had the problem since. It's the exact same problem I had with this coil here for the count-up light on the Odin hole. You know how this coil here, how this lever was sticking? Exactly the same issue, I think, that I was having over here with the third ball relay. So that's it. Another problem hopefully solved. Thank you. Hi folks, Mike here, working on the Bally Fireball again. So I noticed the Odin ball trap over here. It doesn't always score correctly. I'll show you what I mean. Right now, one player's score is 0. Now we'll pretend the ball is in here, and when we let go, wherever it stops, that's the amount of points you should get, 5,000. But if we look here, right there is the motor and the mechanism to make those lights light up and how it spins around. And what's supposed to happen is this coil here, when the ball ejects, this coil is supposed to kick forward and stop this wheel from spinning. And if we look, I'll put my finger in the Odin ball trap. Okay, it's spinning nice. But you see, as soon as I let go, this lever, this catch did not demagnetize. See, I had to push it back with my finger. And that's what's supposed to lock this in the moment the ball is ejected from the Odin trap, the Odin capture hole. It's supposed to lock in and then you get the score. But it's not doing that. It just spins on for a while. So I'll put my finger in again. The ball is inside the Odin eject hole, right? The Odin trap hole. And I take my finger off. You see, it's not going, it's not letting, it's not demagnetizing. It's supposed to instantly demagnetize as soon as the ball is ejected and stop this from turning. So I'm going to take apart this mechanism, you know, take out this coil, clean it up. Maybe it's a little dirty, greasy, whatever. I'll probably hit this piece here with a hammer. It's supposed to demagnetize it. I'll realign the atoms or whatever, and we'll try that. Okay, folks, so what I did was I took out this screw here, took the coil out to get it out of the way, and I cleaned the top of the coil with alcohol and Q-tip, and it was pretty dirty. And I also cleaned this the metal plate on this side, which was also dirty. And here's the Q-tips. You can see a lot of black stuff on there at both ends. And now it doesn't stick anymore. But it's still not working quite right. So let me show you what's happening. See, it's letting go. No longer sticking. But you notice it's not always grabbing the teeth. You see the wheel still turns a little bit after the levers let go. What I'm going to do is, let's see if I can get the light on here. There's a little on the other side of here, there's this piece of metal that stops this bracket from coming out further. I'm just going to bend this piece of metal out just a tad bit so this comes out a little bit further. As you can see, it's kind of worn. Let's see if that helps. Okay, they seem to have done the trick. See, it's not always an electrical problem. Sometimes it's just a mechanical problem. I always look for the mechanical problems first when it comes to things like this, instead of having to trace through the schematics. Alright, let's see how it works. Beautiful. Seems to be working good. Hopefully it'll last another 50 years. Okay, thanks for watching.